Do you know what sustainability is? When you can regrow something to use it. The next film shows some people who really know about it. Malludin and Summit, they know how to live in a jungle.
Grandpa! 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 What's an aborigine?
Why do you suddenly want to know about that, young man?
Because someone said I was an aborigine at school today.
Well, my boy, we'd better go inside and I'll tell you a story about what it is to be an aborigine.
Can we sit at the table with the statue, Grandpa?
Of course we can. Okay, where do I start? Were you being teased about being different?
Yes, Grandpa.
Well then, firstly you must remember that being different is not a bad thing. And the Aborigines, who are called Orang Asli here in Peninsular Malaysia, were the first people to inhabit this country. Some say as long ago as 5,000 years. This story I'm going to tell you will explain who the Orang Asli are. Are you ready? The story starts in the deep jungle, a place of great beauty and possible danger if you don't know what you're doing. Along a river's edge, a boy named Samad and his father Malludin
were about to embark on a journey of discovery. It was going to be Samad's time to gain the knowledge Malludin had been taught and learned through his lifetime of living in the jungle. A girl, Hanifa, asked Samad, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to learn about the jungle," Samad said. "May I come?" she asked. "It's only for men," said Samad. "Well, how long will you be then?" "About 3 to 4 weeks," replied Malludin. After speaking with Hanifa, Samad and Malludin went along their way. They would need to prepare for the coming days, and in the jungle, you can be sure that every day is seldom the same. It could be the weather, the terrain, and sometimes the inhabitants that could change everything. It is an unforgiving and, at the same time, surprising place. They followed the river upstream, going ever deeper into the jungle. Samad had not been so far into the unknown, so he followed Malludin closely. As they made their way through the green, he was in awe at the natural beauty that lay before him. Malludin was already teaching Samad about the various birds and how they behaved and what they might be encountering along the way. But first, Samad needed to have his own hunting tool, and the Orang Asli here used a blowpipe made from bamboo. The bamboo they needed to make the blowpipe was of such scarcity that they would have to travel many hours to locate the source. Because of this, in the southern parts, the tribes sometimes use wooden blowpipes. Samad followed Malludin through thick jungle. Up and down the valleys and hills they walked. The terrain would be hard going for you or I. But the years of living in this environment had made this a daily routine, like going to the shops. The bamboo forests are thick and can be uncomfortable if you rub up against the thousands of tiny brown hairs that grow on the sheaths of the bamboo nodes. They could make you itch for hours, So Samad and Malludin walked carefully but briskly through the gullies and natural pathways. They finally stopped to set up camp as the day was drawing in, for in the jungle, the night closes in quickly, and you do not want to be caught out in the darkness without a fire. At the campsite they had chosen, Malludin made sure that Samad, being an enthusiastic youngster, understood that when they go hunting, it's only to get what they can eat and nothing more, as that would be a waste and would upset the balance of things, particularly the spirits and omens which reside in the jungle.
What spirits?
More about that later, young man.
As morning broke, Malludin told Samad that they were close by and they would select an appropriate piece of bamboo to craft his very own blowpipe.
Satu temiang untuk buat sumpit, untuk Samad punya, untuk sampai dalam hutan.
The particular type of bamboo they needed grows in upland areas and only in small clumps. In a clump about 20 to 30, shoots grow upward, and of these, if you are lucky, one shoot could be obtained to craft a blowpipe. Malludin showed Samad the bamboo and pointed out what to look for when choosing the piece. After searching the mass of bamboo shoots, Malludin found what he was looking for, a 6-foot-long piece of perfectly straight bamboo with a single knot in the middle. That's the secret to making a good blowpipe. Not too many knots. He bent the length of bamboo toward and cut it off just below the node. He explained to Samad that if he cut it higher, there would be a danger of splitting the bamboo, which would render it useless. He said it would take about a week to construct the blowpipe, and that this piece they had selected would make an ideal tool. Malludin quickly began removing the small leaves growing on the bamboo.
Itulah, nak siap dulu bang itu.
And they then both headed back along the jungle path.
What happened after they got the bamboo?
Well, after cutting the piece, they then began to work on refining the bamboo pole so as to craft it into a tool for hunting.
Malludin began cutting the two end nodes off so as to have the length of the bamboo with a single node in the middle. He showed Samad that total control of the blade was necessary, and even with his unwieldy parang, Malludin managed to delicately remove each end. He continued to explain that the middle node would be removed by running the length of a thinner, harder wood through it until it was smooth inside. Next, a smaller tube made of bamboo would be inserted to give the blowpipe a double layer, which would improve accuracy and distance substantially.
Siap tager, siap anak dia, pasang kita jalan. Kalau boleh bawa jalan, sama pun kita nak buat pun.
It's not always possible to creep up on your prey in the jungle, as some trees are hundreds of feet tall. So getting good distance with the blowpipe was very important. Malludin recalled to Samad he was not much younger than he was when he attempted to make his first blowpipe. Unfortunately, the spirits were not happy that day because the one that he first made, the darts flew out at an angle and was so inaccurate that every time he picked it up, everyone in the tribe would steer well clear of him. The next thing Malludin had to do with the bamboo length was to adorn it. For hundreds of years, the Orang Asli have been using their own unique art that is made up of geometric patterns and simple figure drawings. Some say the designs came from trading with other settlers. Others say that they were always using them. These fine adornments depict the animals and spirits that play a part in their daily lives. Malludin showed Samad the correct technique to scribe the designs on the green bamboo pole.
Kalau tak boleh, kita kena kubis mula tu.
Behind each pattern lay stories, and these stories supposedly would bring good luck and keep you safe when out hunting. Malludin explained each design to Samad and told him that eventually the green pole would need to be held over a fire to strengthen and season it, and also to get any curves out of the piece.
Lepas tu kita test berapa banyak.
After a while, Malludin handed Samad the green bamboo pole and said, "You'll have to finish this off as it's your blowpipe, and you need to learn the art and craft to preserve and pass on the knowledge." Samad agreed, and they both prepared to get some sleep.